Okay, this is my son's cheapy LG Optimus phone from Straight Talk. Saturday he went in the pool with this in his pocket, and it was totally full of water. The screen, I mean, you rub your finger on there and you just push the water around in there. I took it apart yesterday, let things dry out in the sun. I just put it back together this morning, and it works. Now, I thought for sure, I didn't video it because I thought for sure this thing wasn't going to fire back up again. I mean, it was totally drenched. As a matter of fact, my granddaughter had it yesterday morning, and she told me it was her new phone, and she was, chasing the water around on the inside of the screen with her finger. She thought it was a game. So I figured I'd just show you how easy this phone is to take apart. If you ever find yourself in that situation, give it a try, because it's really easy to take apart. Now, the other thing is, too, after it happened, I told him, I said, take your phone, take the battery out and put it in a bag of rice, which he said he did. And then, then yesterday morning, he said it was still full of water. He put the battery back in it, still had the SD card in there, he had the battery in it, and amazingly, like I said, once I dried it out, she fired back up good as new. So, first thing you want to do, of course, I got to take it off the charger here, is shut it down. Well, yours will already be shut down. His was on when he went in the pool. And of course it self-terminated. So let it shut down. You gotta let it shut down. Pull the battery out. Take the back off. Pop the battery. All right, so quite simply here, you have to take out these 6 Phillips head screws. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, when I originally took this apart, they came out pretty hard because I got Loctite on them. So I had to push down pretty hard with my Phillips head screwdriver in order not to strip them. So you just might want to keep that in mind. But, anywho, they shouldn't come out that hard now. And then, I'd taken it apart outside on the patio, and I had them on a table with a tablecloth on there. And my wife came out and decided to put a new tablecloth on because the other one had a little sand on there from my granddaughter. So she picked the tablecloth up and shook it out in the yard and proceeded to put the new tablecloth on. Well, I didn't realize it for a couple hours. And then, I went and got my magnet out. One of the magnets on the handle there to just kind of sweep with. And I was able to find all 6 of these little freaking screws in the yard. Blew my mind. And found the SD card, too, in the grass. So, that's a little story there. Alright, so the 6 screws are out, and I'm going to pop the SD card out. Alright, so you get them out. Then you just got to get something with an edge on it, like a knife. And go in between the black and the silver here, and just start to pry it apart. Now, it can feel like it's, held up on something, or even, I thought maybe there was another screw in there when I was originally taking it apart, but it's not. It just has to pop apart. And I'm assuming it'll come apart easier the second time here. Most things usually do. Like I say, you just want to work it slowly without breaking it. Now watch me break it when I'm trying to show you how to do it, and then I'll have to buy him a new phone. Of course, this phone's only $29 at Walmart, so it's actually not a bad phone for that kind of money. Come on, you prick. Come on, son of a... Well, so as you start to get it apart, you just want to work around it till you find a spot that gives. That popped off pretty good. There we go. We should be on a roll now. Alright. So there we are. We got that piece off. Alright. So this is a phone, basically. Now, holding the motherboard in place here, there's these 2 ribbon cables. So with these, you just gotta pop them off. Come on, baby. There. That's a 1. There's a 2. And then the motherboard will just pop out, leaving you with nothing but the screen. The motherboard I put out in the sun, let that dry. Well, I let all of it dry. Now the screen here, I mean, like I say, it was full of water. And the minute I put it out in the sun, I set it down screen side facing up, the whole thing just turned white. And I thought, oh boy, this thing is really screwed now. But as the water evaporated, it cleared up. Also, I took my compressor and lightly blew air into these little holes in here. There. Let's see, here. And then there's one kind of underneath this ribbon there. I didn't lift the ribbon up, I just went on either side, just blew air. And that really helped dry up a lot of water pretty quickly. And then the sun did the rest. So, like I said, it dried throughout the day yesterday, and I let it sit overnight, and then it just finally finished drying this morning. About 10 o'clock was the last little speck of condensation in there. Then popped it back together, and she fired up. Not a problem. So that's it. Putting it back together, of course, is just a reverse order. You get your things for your ribbon cables there, so you know. And of course, it can only go one way, but just in case you have any doubts, it just sits in the screen. Then you gotta get these over and make sure they're lined up right. You know, you don't want to try forcing them in, you know, if they're not lined up correctly. Nope. Here I am talking, and I apparently did something I wasn't supposed to. Let's see here. Come on, B. Doo-doo-doo. There we go. That one's in. And this one. That's in. Then you just pop your ring back on. Of course, you got your camera, so you want your camera protector to be over top of the camera itself. And then this just snaps together. I probably could have put this together without the screws. I just can't believe I found all them damn screws. It blew me away. Little bitty freaking jeweler's screws. And then what you can do, if you don't feel like putting all the screws in before you check to see if it works, that's also how you can replace the screen, you know, or whatever. Of course, like I say, for 30 bucks, who really cares? But I'm sure that it's probably pretty similar to more expensive phones. So, but you can, you know, when you get this far, you can just stick the battery in and try turning it on, see if it works. That's what I did, and it fired up, and it was good to go. I gotta stick these little screws in there. Of course, I suppose you might be able to, if you lost the screws, might be able to get like one of them eyeglass repair kits, because they usually come with little replacement screws. They might work, but it, you know, it's pretty secure the way it is. Of course, maybe if you sat on your phone or something without screws in there, it might pop it apart. Who knows? Come on, you prick! I suppose I should stop doing my damn fingernails. That would help. Oh, I can't believe you son of a bitch. Alright, you're gonna tick me off, you freaking jerk. There we go. Do-do-do-do. Oh, you son of a sh... Well, this morning I put this thing together with not a freaking problem. Of course, I didn't have a camera in front of me either, so I wasn't trying to work around the camera. You son of a crap face. Alright, anyways, whatever, I'm gonna put these in. Yeah, these had green Loctite on them, so, on the threads. And they were really, I mean, and they're good, so kudos to them for fairly decent assembly. Alright, now, this thing here is just purposely trying to... Oh, you son of a... Alright, I'm gonna do it well, God bless America. Alright, anyways, here, we'll just, I'm gonna try this one more time. If it doesn't work, we're just gonna fire the phone up, because I don't want this video to be 8 hours of me trying to put a freaking screw in a stupid phone. There we go. See, threatening always works. Alright, good to go. So, I'm gonna pop the SD card back in there. Stick the battery back in. Put the cover back on since I know the phone works. Alright. And that's it. So there, if you ever have a problem, simple as that. Alright, see ya!